Hello and welcome to the D&D Grandma and the Family That Games Together podcast. For more about our history, please check us out on Twitter at D&D Grandma or on Facebook at The Family That Games Together. We hope you have as much fun listening to our story as we did creating it. Now, sit back and enjoy. And we're back. Wendell has dropped you off outside the Forest of Shadow. It is about midday right now, and the city is behind you. You've gone about 15 miles to the northeast outside the city limits. And you can see the tree line that Wendell has dropped you off maybe about 100 feet away. And as you're approaching it, you can see that it's a long, the trees from here look fairly normal, but you can see it is pretty dark inside the tree line, where maybe the canopy is blocking out a lot of the sun. And as you're approaching, you see just outside, there's this little patch of worn down grass that's been stepped over quite a bit. And there are these two older human men. They're sitting around a small cook fire. And they're just kind of chilling there, and one has a makeshift spit, and there's some piece of small game that has been stuck to it, and they are beginning to roast over the fire. And as you guys approach and are making your way toward the forest, they just kind of somberly look up at you and just quietly stare as you guys are approaching and making your way into the tree line.
They human?
Yep, they're human.
Okay.
I want to just break off of my group a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I want to just kind of, stealth and just a little bit find a tree or an eye line where I can get just a look at them as my party's coming up, and I want to get my short bow ready.
On the human men?
Yeah, just
okay.
Keep an eye on them. Yeah, from maybe 30 feet away.
As your party approaches, they don't seem to make any movements. They're just kind of sitting at their cook fire, getting whatever lunch that is ready.
Okay.
They do look like they're the trapper type. So they're kind of rugged, outdoorsy kind of looking. That might be something they just caught, that they're now settling down for a midday meal with whatever badger or small game that they've got. And they look at your party as they go by, and they seem to have these very pensive, somber looks to them, but they don't make any movements towards your party.
Okay.
All right.
Can we walk over to them?
I would like to walk over to them.
Sure.
And I would like to just say to, hello, how are you? I'm sorry to interrupt your meal, but can you tell me, how long have you been in this part of the woods?
Oh, we don't go in the woods. We set our traps along the tree line, but I never go in.
Well, how long have you been doing that for? Has it been, recent that you've been setting your traps along this tree line?
I've been trapping in this area since I started hunting with my father.
Did you happen to see anyone, maybe having noble robes coming into these forests as you were setting up your traps?
You mean other than you?
Yes.
Can't say I have, lady.
Older guy?
Nope.
Have you heard any noises coming from the woods?
All the time. That's why I don't go in.
What kind of noises?
Things I'd rather not know more about.
No, what kind of noises?
Noises that I don't want to know more about.
Oh, okay. Apologies. My bad. I couldn't hear you.
Human voices?
Beasts?
Sure.
Other?
Maybe.
He's very talkative. I think we should, if we're going to continue on, we should find a stream or a river, follow along that. Water.
Okay.
Is there
So
a stream or river to follow?
Yeah,
If-
exactly.
Nothing in eyesight. You could walk along the tree line and see if you find something, but
I was
there's...
asking the dude.
Oh, you're asking the dude.
Yeah, is there any stream or river nearby?
Nothing this close. I don't know what's inside because I never gone in. And I normally don't I use the tree line itself to navigate because I just set my traps along the border.
What do your traps look like? I don't want to land in them.
You won't if you're going inside. Just stick to that area right there. Once you get past the trees, you don't got to worry about my traps no more.
Have you ever heard any talking or screaming from the forest?
Sometimes I hear laughing.
Oh, shit.
Laughter. Thank you.
That's normally at the end of the day when I'm packing up.
Is it a male or female laughter?
Tough to tell. If I had to guess, I'd say female.
cackling?
Maybe.
Can I mimic both to him and he could tell me which one?
Sure.
Or
That one.
oh, great guys.
Cackling.
Cackling. Let's mark that down. Can you show us the direction? Point.
Yonder.
Nice. I think yonder is where we're supposed to be headed, guys.
I was just about to say maybe we should stay away from yonder.
Do you know of anyone or anyone who told you that they've seen something in there besides of what you know? Or they heard
Like,
something
did your dad
besides
ever
of
say
what
stories?
besides of what you heard?
You
Has
know,
anybody said that to you?
he relays the same things you guys have heard. There's urban legends throughout the city about the Forest of Shadow. He doesn't tell you anything you don't already know.
So
Does Tor have his cloak on?
That's up to Tor.
You do have your cloak on. That's
You can
right.
take it off now. We're in the
Oh,
woods.
no, I wouldn't because you got people here. Let's just keep him incognito.
I'd keep it on.
we don't know who might be after him.
Let's
Exactly.
get him some hair dye.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's anywhere we can get
Well,
some
that's
dye
our
now.
next trip
He's
back
a
into town.
Goliath.
That's an awful lot of hemp.
Are you excited? What's your point?
Yeah.
He's conspicuous no matter what he does.
Okay.
Yeah, but there's a
That's what
height.
she said.
Okay, there's a height, and then there's red flaming hair that you could pick out in a like.
I think
100
also, I mean,
yards.
braided would be better. Maybe if it gets braided.
It's already braided.
Oh,
It's okay. You know what? We're in the woods. It's
Yeah.
okay.
Now it's not going to matter.
We're all
Okay.
discussing what
There's
to do
nothing
with
else
your
that we
hair.
can, and nothing that we can learn about the
Kristen, can
about
you
the,
help?
about
It's
the
just
forest.
so
We might as well go on.
pretty.
So you're going on?
Yes.
Yes, we should
I'm
go
gonna
on. I
head
mean,
toward
if
the
we can't
cackle.
learn anything else from these two gentlemen by the campfire.
As I see them move on, I'm gonna close ranks and just get a little bit closer to them so that I'm following with the group now.
Okay.
Well, if I see her rejoin us, I'm actually gonna say, "Do you want to scout ahead a little bit? For
I'll
us?
stay in the middle of the pack.
Stealth out a little bit and see.
I
Can
don't think you
anyone-
go alone.
Can anyone message with me or no?
I think.
I have
Oh,
a message too.
she's got it.
Ooh.
Yeah, I can too.
Okay.
Okay.
Because you guys like know each other more.
No, it's
Leave a
okay.
message.
Come on, you can do it.
All right, I'm gonna stay closer to the end of the pack, and before we leave, I'm just gonna turn around to the two trappers and just bow and thank them very much for all of their information, and turn back kind of at the end of the pack and start message with Lady Fancy McSmallpants.
Okay. They just kind of nod a goodbye, and make a perception check. Just try.
It's a little like little pants or something. I don't remember.
11.
Okay. As the party's turning and going inside, and you're separating and from these two as you're following the party. Just as you step into the tree line, he mumbles a goodbye almost under his breath, but it sounds like he said, "Nice knowing you." He just went, "Nice knowing you."
And I just turn back to the party. I don't really say anything, just eyes cast down like, Dad, I hope you're alive.
Okay. So we're proceeding in. Who is leading?
Yeah, I'll lead
Okay.
about 20 feet ahead, and I want to stealth.
I would like a survival check from you, please.
Survival. 10.
We are rolling.
Okay.
I am rolling
poops today.
really badly today.
My rolls are
I think
horrible.
I should be leading the pack. You should
You are
be at
done.
the end.
Either or.
So you find you're wandering for most of the rest of the afternoon, and just as very little light is coming through the tree canopy here, just enough that you can navigate. This is considered dim light, everybody. Just enough that you can kind of navigate without tripping on anything. And right before what would be nightfall, you do find a small creek
Okay.
that kind of leads what you're gathering would be maybe northwest to southeast, sort of. And that happens right around nightfall. You're able to finally get some semblance of something other than trees, brambles, dirt, rock, tree. You do find this small creek.
Okay, I can't message back to them, but I assume that they're following my path.
And if you're within 20 feet, I mean,
Okay,
you could always
yeah.
just check over your shoulder and see if they're still there.
Yeah, okay.
Which they are, so they can follow you.
She can't talk back to me with message?
Sure,
Okay.
sure she can.
Yeah,
Oh,
guess
I
so.
can.
It's just
Okay.
it's just one back and forth. So like you can say a sentence, she can respond in a sentence, but that's it. It's not like a connection that survives. So if she needs to say anything else, you have to ask her.
Okay. So periodically, I'm just going to ask: is there anything we should be aware of up ahead? What do you see? What are we doing? And just having her respond back to me and back, and kind of disseminating that information.
Okay.
So as I hit the creek, I'm just gonna let you know that there's a water source here. The light is getting much more difficult to see by. So I'm gonna suggest that we kind of bank here on that we kind of group on this bank and rest up.
Okay. You're resting here?
Yeah.
You're doing a long rest here? Okay.
A long rest?
Well, I mean, we're losing the light at this point. I don't
I
think
thought
we
the
should
whole
be
point was
roaming
to
in the
be
dark.
here. I thought the whole point was to be here was at night.
You want to roam around in the dark?
Well, I can light my hand. I have dark vision.
Blue season.
Okay, but I think rest is going to be crucial.
We have been traveling all day.
Yeah. So maybe like 2 people stay up together?
Yeah.
Of course. You with the lantern, naturally, your hand.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't
do.
have dark vision.
I don't have any.
I don't have any dark vision.
I have dark vision. I guess I'm the only one.
No, I do too.
Okay.
So, I mean, if you guys actually want to sit here and camp, it is what it is, and that's fine. I'm gonna...
I mean, unless anybody can give us a light source.
I have light. I can put light on someone's shield or sword or something.
Yeah, Ember is.
Okay.
So I can put light on your shield.
Okay.
And then you guys can both use that if you wanted. I can also light a torch. We have torches.
Now, are we going to travel?
If you want to sit here, that's fine, but I think it would be silly just to walk in to a dangerous area and just like, hey, let's just hang out for a little while.
No,
I would
but
say let's get this done.
I understand that, but we have traveled all day.
If we decide to camp here, I'd recommend probably having watches.
Yes,
of course.
Agreed.
And then go, even
She's
though
smart.
we're resting, it'll still be dark when we
Contrary to
get up.
original belief.
Even if it's like a short rest.
Yeah.
Okay.
A short rest should work.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Tor, can you grab some rocks from I guess
On
the
it.
rock bed, bring it up into
On
like
it.
an area right by it, and I'll get some sticks and we'll make a fire right here.
Okay. So you're bedding down for a long rest.
Just for a short rest.
Gotta eat too.
There's a difference now. You can't just say because of a short rest and you're not sleeping, your checks tomorrow are at disadvantage because you'll have exhaustion to deal with.
If we're planning on sleeping the night, we should.
I need
take
to
a
know. You
long
can't just
rest.
say
Okay,
short.
whatever is
Long
better
rest.
for us.
Mechanically, let's
Long
say
rest.
long rest, and there's 6 of us. We'll all
Morning.
take.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll do first watch.
Okay, Tor. Perception check.
12.
Okay. Fairly quiet night passes. It's a little more uncomfortable than in a normal forest. There is a gloom about this place, but nothing jumps out at you that makes you feel you need to rouse the party. Second watch.
I'll take second.
Yeah.
I'm actually
8.
gonna wake up with her if I see her because I want to talk to her.
Okay.
If it's just the 2 of us.
Make your perception check together then. You can do it as well. We'll say you both take the watch.
I don't want to be watching with her anymore.
Okay.
Let's
6.
just say your 8 wasn't like all powerful. I just want to put that out there.
6 for Ember and 8 for Sariel. It's dark.
I love the DM.
Alright.
I understand what it's like to not know where your family is, and I know that the fear that you're living with, but I also know in the situation that he's in, I feel that you're very brave for going into the woods and doing all you can to find him. But I want you to be prepared that something might not turn out the way you expect it to.
I've prepared. I've prayed. I've talked to a lot of people that said I'm stupid, but I can't live a life not knowing that I haven't done everything possible to save him. So all I can say is thank you. I've prayed for you, and I don't know what else to do except be this person.
I left my family in a not great way, and I actually don't know if they're alive or dead right now. And I'm kind of afraid to go back and see the results. So I'm sorry I didn't trust you automatically. Things happen, but I want you to know that I'm sorry.
And for the time being, since I'm missing family and you're missing family, I guess maybe just a little bit of surrogate family. I mean, until it's over. I mean, I've just paid for my family. How is that so weird? But surrogate family.
Sometimes money has to come through. Even with family, sometimes you have to help family with money. I don't know. Anyway,
But thank you, and
We
it's
should
really dark.
we should really concentrate on the outside of our campfire. See if there's anything out here. All right.
But it's so nice right here.
I know.
Okay,
Okay, we'll focus now.
we're focusing.
Okay. The night passes. I'm guessing it's dark.
Next watch.
Anybody else?
I'll take it.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna be last.
Okay. You really only need one more.
One more than I'll do
Four
it.
watches will do
Okay.
it. Nulara, perception check?
Oh.
Well, no, because that was 1, 2, she'll be the third one. Yeah, I meant one more after Nulara, I'm sorry.
9.
It's dark.
It's dark.
I was like, the,
No way.
You're in the woods. And Sashim, final perception check.
Enlighten me.
oh, what is it?
19.
Ooh.
22. Do I perceive time and space?
Yeah. You're like, moths are flying by you, and as they go past, they're like,
Nice. Very nice. Okay.
But other than that,
Other than that,
a quiet night
visual.
passes.
All right.
They're all
Okay.
bumping into each other.
You break camp for the next day, and you are going to continue on this path. Same marching order, with Umbra stealthing ahead.
Yeah, and I'm behind her.
Umbra, survival check.
Survival, not stealth?
Are you trying to track your way through the forest, or are you stealthing from an enemy? That's two different.
Oh, then why am I going first?
Oh.
Because my survival sucks, people.
I can go
Anybody-
first.
We didn't know that. We didn't know that.
Technically, she's
Have
got the
good
best survival.
I have good
I have-
survival.
I have +4 survival.
Oh,
here.
she's got +4. All right. I
Okay.
have
Want me to go first?
That's up to you guys. It's not
Yeah.
up to me. I don't make
I
that
have a
decision.
When I
+4.
roll.
Go ahead. I'm
Survival.
+3.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Plus
Survival is wisdom, and you are
I'm plus
very
3.
wise.
Okay.
You-
So
Okay.
Two.
I'm still
Me-
gonna stay in the back.
Nulara, survival check.
You go, Ma.
Isn't it adorable?
It's awesome.
Wow.
What's up?
23.
23.
Whoa,
Okay, we'll deal with that in 1 second. This was sent to us by a fan.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's educated. Those-
For me.
It's like,
Wow.
yeah, for me.
Doggy prints on the bottom.
Oh, here's the best part on the back.
That made me cry when I first saw it. I was
Thank
like,
you, fans. That is so
that
cool.
one?
Yeah. That was from @ShinyBatGirl. We love you very much.
Thank you, at Shiny Batgirl. I know I'm brand new and thanking you, but wow.
She makes some really cool stuff. I saw her store. It's really great.
Yeah, very talented people. Check her out, Twitter followers. @ShinyBatGirl. She's amazing. We love her.
Yeah, this is beautiful.
Yay, gifts.
Oh, we like this.
Okay. 23.
Yes.
23. You spend another day following this creek, and the terrain seems to not change a whole lot. It seems that you're just following the creek, and have I passed that tree?
Oh no.
Okay.
This time, you keep following the creek, and again, you see the sun starting to go down, and it's another night is about to fall on you. And you do find one thing that has changed in the terrain. You do come to this small clearing, and it's underneath this part of the canopy that, like, the branches are curving on either side, and it almost makes like a roofed area over this creek. And you're looking up, and you can see the sun about to start descending again. And it's getting very dark in the woods.
Okay.
This canopy,
Mhm.
does it appear to be like made by nature, the way it curves?
Make a nature check.
Okay.
Whatever you think, you gotta roll this, sweetie.
That's right.
10.
You don't think so. It doesn't look like, you're not seeing any evidence of like bending or like breaking or splintering. It looks like these branches just kind of grew this way.
By
And they're-
nature.
And they're making like just sort of a natural roof.
I want to take a look just at the terrain going underneath the canopy. Does it look like there's a worn path that's there? Is there anything like...
Okay, make a worn path. I'm gonna say that's a survival check.
17?
17. Nothing that jumps out at you. It's the first different change in the terrain that you've noticed since this entire day, but you're not seeing anything that's more worn than another. It's odd.
Okay. I think I'm just going to dispel that information, probably to the two people that like me. So Nolara and Ember.
Okay.
I'm more trusting of you now.
I'm getting used to you.
Because I promised to braid your hair. That's why we have a little. We have a sorority pack now.
Yes.
Night is about to descend on you again.
Night.
So if this guy could
Mostly.
hear cackling, right? If this guy could hear cackling, how could that sound travel 2 days worth of travel? I don't like this. I think we're lost.
Or we're going around in circles.
That's what I'm
The
saying.
forest is fooling us.
Yeah, is anybody an Outlander?
I am.
Me too.
I'm haunted.
I'm aware of that. I'm aware of their Outlander ability.
How can we make sure?
New Laura, what's your passive perception? What's your perception bonus? Your perception? Yeah, your plus.
Perception plus 6.
So your passive perception would be 16. It's going to be 10 plus the skill. That's always your passive skill.
Okay.
As they're having this conversation, because I know what everyone else's passive perception was, you were the only one that would have had a shot at this. As they're having this conversation, off to what you're thinking would be the west side, you're noticing at least 2 really quick, like shadow type movements in the tree lines.
I alert them.
Maybe about 30 feet behind how Ember's talking. Her back is to you, and you see like.
I will tell them what I see.
Okay.
You tell all of us?
Yes, of
Yeah.
course. Everybody
Okay.
in a group. What I just saw. 2 quick shadows behind, about 30 feet behind Ember, on the ground,
Alright.
very quickly.
I find
2
cover
shadows.
and ready my short bow.
Okay.
I kind of like turned Ember around quickly when she says that and just have her face it because I don't want anyone to be attacked in the back.
I'm gonna ready.
You make a high stealth check for hiding because you're trying to find cover.
Readying firebolt, waiting if I see anything.
Okay,
We'll get ready.
that's my line.
11.
Dad.
What's your stealth check?
I'm really bad today.
11.
Okay. What was that? Was there another roll going on that I didn't know about?
No, I just readied some stuff.
Okay. You turn as Sariel turns you around and looks. You turn with your hand readied, and you see a hooded figure step out from one of the trees with this. He pulls. He's maybe he's a little bit taller than Umbra or it.
How far away?
30 feet.
Oh.
A little bit taller than Umbra, and he has this dark. You can't see anything other than just dark, like dark clothes, dark cloak, dark boots. And he opens up his cloak and he pulls out this curved blade. Looks similar to Sariel's rapier, but it has a curvature to it. It's not like a stabby stab. It's a slashy slash. That's the industry terminology I'm using right there. And he just looks out at all of you and just, what languages do you speak?
I speak Celestial, Infernal, and Common.
No.
Common, elfish, abysmal, sylvan, vile, primordial.
1.
Common, halfling, infernal, sylvan.
New Lara.
Common, dwarvish, infernal, and sylvan.
Sylvan? Sylvan. Okay. You 3, Sariel, Ember, and Tor, you hear gibberish. Sashim, Umbra, and Nulara, you understand the words as, "This is no place for mortals." And the saber pulls, and you see 3 other hooded figures step out, holding what would look like Native American tomahawks. And the one that spoke has a curved blade to it.
4 together. 4.
4. 4 baddies in different spots, all within 30 feet of the campfire.
Okay.
With the excitement, I didn't pull my great axe. I pulled the halberd.
Okay, cool. That will be initiative rolls.
What does he look like, do you mind? Short.
You can't really get features. It seems like everything appears to be covered. All you can see are like piercing eyes coming out from the hood. But it appears that everything is covered up.
Getting ready for combat.
Okay.
You know what that means, right, Mama?
Ember.
You knock him out, Mom.
16.
Okay. I like to. Nulara.
4 and
16.
Okay. 16 minus 16
I
plus.
shouldn't laugh.
Sashim.
6.
Sariel.
Nat 20.
Plus.
Plus your dex.
3.
Nice.
Oh,
Tor.
boy.
12.
I'm so
Umbra.
proud of you.
16.
Okay, Sariel, you're going first.
Yeah, I want to see what this is first. So I'm going to Eldritch Blast the guy that came out because he's only 30 feet away.
Okay.
16 plus a spell is 6. 16 plus 6.
Okay, so 22 certainly hits. So that would be a D10 damage.
10.
Starting it off right. Sariel just steps right next to you, Ember, and lets this like concentrated bolt of just force energy blow
This girl can't do anything.
from her hand. Hits the creature with holding this curved blade.
I was a little impressed.
I'm paying attention. Did he take all that damage?
He appeared to.
How bad does he look after it?
Just started, right?
Wow, I never got to use that before. That's really cool.
He goes now. He's gonna run up. It would have been a random roll, but he took damage from Sariel. So we're gonna attack the guest first. He runs up with his hook blade, and he looks not quite as tall as a human, but taller than a halfling. So he's like in between Nulara and Umbra as far as height goes, and dressed totally in black. Just everything appears to be covered.
I like
No
that.
skin. Everything is completely black. You can't see any skin on him or her at all. That's not great. What's your armor class, Ariel?
14.
Okay. As he runs up to you, you just whoa, and you're ready because you had cast it and you're kind of ready to go. And he just slashes at you with this blade, and you're just able to step out of the way. The blade passes in front of you. No harm, no damage done.
Nice move.
So now this guy is in melee with me too.
Yep.
Taking you
And you're next, Ember.
Yay!
I like to melee.
Bonus action, dragon breath.
Okay.
Ooh, sticky
You know
breath.
that one. Bonus action, dragon breath. And what is the spell that I just saw you use? Was that fire?
Eldritch Blast.
But what kind of damage?
Force.
Force. That's not helpful.
You're not helpful.
I'm very partial to fire. So
We know.
Really?
fire breath.
Fire.
Okay. What does he have to do?
He has to die.
That works.
Dex saving throw.
Okay. 16.
He makes it, but I think he takes half. He takes
Yeah.
half. 6, 9, 13 damage.
Okay.
How's he look?
Is 13 what you rolled?
Yes.
Okay, so he made the save, so he takes 6.
How does he look?
Not having a great day.
Not having a great day. Okay, that's all I asked for.
That was Ember. Umbra.
Am I hidden?
Oh, you rolled an 11, correct?
Yeah.
You are not.
Okay.
Here you go.
So where I took cover, how far am I from the guy that's in melee?
You would have known to stay within bow range, but you wouldn't have been able to go further than your speed, which is 25.
Yeah.
So I'll say you're 35 feet away.
35 feet away.
So you're within short bow range.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll my short bow. 17.
17 hits.
Okay. And they are in melee, so I get bonus.
You got it.
Okay. 15 plus 4. 19 damage.
19? Wow.
Bonus action helps Sariel because I think she needs it.
Okay. You have advantage on your next attack.
Whoa, thank you, Lady Small Pants. You're welcome.
Okay, so he's
Little pants.
Stop it. I hate it. It's
So
my
he's-
thing.
he swung and missed at Sariel. You quick did your incantation and let your fire breath go. You could see that he nimbly sort of dodged out of the way and raises his sword at you, and then you just see an arrow go through his head. And as he's holding the sword, he just crumples.
Whoa.
So
He's
there's-
done.
So he's done. So there's 3 left.
There's 3 left, yeah. There's the other 3
Okay.
who haven't moved in yet.
Okay.
Nulara, you're up.
There's 3 left. Where are they situated now?
Yeah.
They're in the trees, like scattered in sort of like a fan pattern. I'd say, I said 30 feet, so they're all 30
Within
feet that way, 30 feet that way, 30 feet
Right.
that
And
way.
how are they between each other?
Maybe about 10 feet apart
Okay.
from about 10,
Excuse
10,
me.
10.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm trying to think which one I should head for. Maybe the next one in line.
Okay.
Okay?
Just going straight down? Okay.
Yes. Can I do a sacred flame on him?
What's the range on Secret Flame?
60 feet.
Oh, yeah, easily.
Yeah. That's it. That's what it says here.
Okay.
60 feet.
That'll be a dex save to him. What is your spell DC?
14.
It's a 15. So you let your Sacred Flame go, and he's able to dodge behind the tree.
These are dodgy little bastards.
Sorry, New Laura.
Okay.
Tor, you're up.
I'm gonna spin. I'm gonna swing. I'm gonna go for the first one. I'm gonna try. I was thinking about trying to fan to get them all three. I can't do that.
No,
Right?
no, because it's 10 feet, 10 feet, and 20
10
feet.
feet.
You can only get one.
All right. So I'm gonna swing and go after one, the closest one that's to me.
Okay, so you can move in, and we'll see the same one that New Laura just tried to Sacred Flame.
I'm gonna go into a rage.
Okay. So Tor rages, and you see him just take this new weapon and charge toward the one New Laura just cast it at.
I took the highest.
That's right. If you're recklessing, yes.
You're right. So all right. So that would be 13. Do I add anything else?
13 total?
Yeah.
That
I add the
one,
+6 plus the 7. I don't add it.
No.
that just misses, unfortunately.
Okay.
You got a little too excited with your new weapon. The balance is a little different than the great axe. The halberd's a little more top heavy.
Right.
So you go to slash out. And, whoa, okay, didn't expect that. And he just gives him just enough he needs to dodge his head.
All right.
You have to practice with that weapon a little bit more.
I got you.
They go now. That one that you just attacked is going to return fire. He has what would be the equivalent of it looks sort of like a Native American tomahawk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, your armor class is I think 14.
Yeah.
That's a 21 to hit.
Could I use my stone endurance on that after the damage?
If you want to, sure. 6, you're raging, so you take 3 points of slashing damage
Okay.
with this hand
Gotcha.
axe. If you want to use your stone's endurance on that, you can.
No. No.
I agree. It's 3 damage.
Yeah, it's 3 damage.
Three's pretty
Yeah.
decent.
Gotcha.
The other 2 are going to move in. What's their speed? 30, so they can't get to Umbra, but they can move into one of the others. So we'll say 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a 1. So first one is coming into Sashim.
Mm-hmm.
As you see this little dark figure with this small axe moving in towards you, that is a 10. I don't think that hits your 18 armor class.
Mm-hmm.
So he just ching. And Sashim just looks down at him. Really?
So he's like, what, next to me now?
Oh, he's right up in front of you. Yeah, he just tried to hit you. Okay. And you're just cute.
Okay.
We'll use a d6 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 2. So the other one is running across at Ember. Yep, that's a 21.
That doesn't hit me.
Oh,
I'm excited over here, guys. Dice are just going everywhere.
there's one.
See, it wasn't meant to be.
Your face isn't meant to be. You take 5 points of slashing damage.
So mad now. Burn his
Make
silly
him a-
little face off.
Make him a little crispy critter.
As you're laughing at the one who...
Okay, we just lost. Sorry,
Our
all
new
that. We lose people a lot.
As you're laughing at the one that just tried sashimi and missed, you get this little pain in your side and you see one got you. The other one moved in and got you. Sashim, you're up.
The one who tried to get me.
Okay.
Booming blade.
Okay.
Great sword.
Okay.
Well, 10.
10. Their armor class isn't great, but
It's
better than 10.
Damn it.
So you get a little cocky, and it takes you a little split second too long to bring that great axe down. He just moves to the side. I mean, great sword, I'm sorry.
I'll get you next time.
Back to the top of the order, Sariel.
Is there anyone that is 10 feet near me? Because I know they just all came in.
Yep, the one attacking Ember.
Okay, so I'm going to go after the one that attacked Ember with poison spray.
Okay. That is a Constitution save for him. I like your chances. What's your spell save?
Spell DC is 14.
That's a 13. He fails. Poison spray, I don't have the mechanics.
It's a 1d12 damage.
Okay. Go ahead and roll it.
12.
Oh, Jesus.
Rolling some
You were
good
getting
ones,
all
man.
the good rolls.
Nice.
It's a family game. It's not anything like that. Sorry.
So this other dark hooded figure just comes at you, Ember, pulls out the axe, and you just, as you're looking at him, trying to figure out what you're gonna do next, maybe more dragon breath, you just see this little cloud of green smoke whoosh, pass in front of his face, and he goes backwards and falls down in front of you.
He's out?
He's done.
God, that's so cool, too!
And Sariel is starting to get. She's like, this is fun. I can get used to this adventuring thing. Okay, he was sir no longer appearing in this
So there's
combat.
one left.
Two.
Two left.
Two now.
Ember, you're up. 10 feet to your left, you see Sashim is fighting another one of these, and 30 feet in front of you, Tor raged and ran with his new weapon toward the other one.
15-foot cone. I get the one in front of me with her. Clearly, I'm not going to light her on fire. I want to see if I can.
I'll say you can angle
I
it.
can move my cone.
Yeah, you can. I'll say you maybe move 5 feet to the left, and you get the angle just right, so you only get him. Okay,
Got
so it's
it.
a deck save to him. That's a natural 20. So he'll take half damage.
14.
14, so he takes 7. Not having a good day. Those 3 weren't as beefy as the first one you took down. And you see him get the cloak is starting to burn away at his sides, and his clothes are burning. Umber, you're up.
Is Tor somewhere where is he in melee or how close is he?
Tor's in melee. Tor's in melee, and Sashim's in melee.
Okay, I want to position myself where I can hit his guy.
Okay, no, that's easy enough.
Alright. 4, 6, 10.
Not
Doesn't
quite.
hit him.
Tor is just getting a little too excited, and you end up hitting the back of his halberd, and the arrow just ricochets off and goes somewhere into the.
Hey!
God damn it! Fucking barbarians.
Okay, so then I want to kind of run in his direction a little bit, but be like, hey, to try to pull the guy's attention so he has advantage.
You have advantage on your next hit. You don't even need to reckless. So
Okay.
you just have it because she's cool like that. Nulara, you're up.
I want to use command.
Okay.
On my second level, if I do it on a second level, I can get 2 of them.
You certainly can.
Thank
What would
you.
you like to do?
Okay.
What's the command going to be? It's got to be very.
Halt. If I get them to halt, someone behind me can get to them.
May I read that, please? You're
Oh.
correct. I just want
Alright.
to see how we're going to work this.
Okay.
Check her out. She's studying.
Awesome.
Oh, I got it right?
No, you absolutely got
I
it
got
right.
it right.
Okay.
You get both guys or just one?
You
That's
go,
second-
TNT Grandma.
At second level,
She
you can
upcasted
target
it.
2 people.
Upcast, as the cool kids say. One rolled a natural 20.
Oh,
Yes, I know that.
of course they did.
The other one rolled a natural 1.
Ooh.
Okay.
Wait.
Toss up. Heads or tails?
Natural 1, everyone. Natural
So
1.
the one Sashim is fighting, just
Now she can heal.
and just stands there like a statue. You notice no noticeable difference in the one Tor is fighting, but the one Sashim is fighting just freezes right where he's standing. You're up, Tor, and you have advantage on the attack.
Advantage on attack. All right. Don't need to be.
So
16.
16 total.
16 total. Yeah.
It hits.
It hits. Okay, so
It hits.
now
A halberd is a D10
7 plus 4, so that'll be 11.
plus your rage damage,
It's just +2.
Oh, plus 2. Yeah. Okay.
so 13.
13. Yeah.
The necrotic damage isn't even relevant
Okay.
because that first shit you were off balance because you're not used to this halberd, but after that first swing you're like, no, I got this. So you choke up just a little bit more to make it a little less top heavy, and whoosh, you just cleave a hole right in this thing's chest,
Hell yeah.
and it falls backwards.
That's what I'm talking about. No
Um,
blue patches on these guys?
no blue patches on these guys. No.
You can't make a bracelet.
Going like, that's right.
Yeah.
What?
What?
Umber's like crab cakes and football. That's what Maryland does.
That's amazing.
The last one that Sashim is fighting is up. He takes no actions because of the commands. So he just stands there like an idiot.
Okay. I don't know, I can still do a cantrip if I want.
You can do whatever the hell you want.
Okay,
Yeah,
booming.
then it's your turn. So.
Okay. Booming blade.
Booming blade.
14.
That hits.
Hell, thank.
Nice.
That hits. So your greatsword damage. And Booming Blade he'll take if he moves.
4, 6,
You roll a 2 and a 1.
4 to 2. Oh, yep. Roll again. Sorry.
You can re-roll each of those.
No. Okay, now we got 7 plus
3.
4 is 11.
And you want to re-roll. Oh, you rolled a 4 for the first time.
The first time.
Before, so yes, so that is
11.
11 damage. Okay.
Um,
Would you like to call your shot, Sashim?
decapitation.
I'm gonna say
Decapitation.
Yeah.
And the head
Big
will
word.
roll. like in the omen.
You kind of gauge. Nulara did something to kind of just freeze him in his path. So you just put your sword for a second.
Exactly.
Stay right there. Don't move.
Don't breathe.
she points to the tree line for.
Yeah, you just do the whole Babe Ruth.
The baby
Nice. Great.
Awesome. Okay, that was that combat, guys.
Great job.
Yay!
For us.
Yay.
Not
Bad.
Not bad, Sariel.
Thanks, guys.
Should we investigate the type of creatures they are now that they are dead?
What did he say, guys?
Make a,
He said this is not a place for,
for
mortals.
mortals.
Oh, that's dark.
Not cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does he mean that whole forest?
I mean, they're clearly mortal. We just killed them all, but
Do you think they're gonna stay dead?
oh God, I hope so.
Double tap.
Maybe tie him up just in case.
Well, I think the one whose head is currently rolling down the hill might stay dead. I mean, it's just a guess. I've never done this before.
The guy I shot is probably super dead.
I think we should look over the corpses and see what they were.
Yeah, Tor's is cleaved in half. Yeah, we really didn't leave anybody left to interrogate.
Well, if
did
there's
we?
a body here without a head, we could look at it.
Maybe we can do the head.
Wake up the head?
What about the fourth guy? Did he also get it in the head?
Oh no,
No,
he
he
got
was
passed out by
poisoned.
poison.
He was
Oh,
poisoned.
he was poisoned.
Well, also on fire for a little bit
Can
too.
does anybody have the ability to interrogate? Like,
Mm.
if someone's dead?
Well, she can. she can.
I could do
Talk somebody up.
investigation or intimidation.
So let's see I don't know how long it's been, but
Intimidation, they're dead.
You spare the
Okay,
dying,
so-
right?
Not investigation.
You intimidate the corpse.
I could do that.
Whoever, if you want to try and discover what they were,
Yes.
this would be an Arcana check.
Is it too late for her to wake one up?
To wake up the poisoned one?
Spare the dying?
No, well, let's find out. That happened last round. Let's say one more round to get over there, so he's going to roll
Which one would that be?
on the thing.
You have the spell
one
spare
she
the
took.
dying?
Yes, I do.
She's got time.
The cage.
Oh.
I'm gonna say, get over here. Just touch him on the shoulder and do your, like-
Okay. We're doing the spirit.
Okay.
Wait,
He's,
should we tie him up first?
yeah.
Yeah.
While she's running over, I'm gonna try to grab him and,
Okay.
you wanna help?
Well, I'm little.
Nulara does
so
her
I'm
incantation, and he stabilizes. He doesn't wake up yet, but he stabilizes.
How long will it take him to wake
An
up?
hour.
We don't have time for this.
Where else do we have to go?
Here's the thing.
We
We're
just
clearly
made a whole
lost.
bunch of
We
noise.
don't know what these guys are. I think we need to stick out.
Yeah, we could play the
This
Fall of the
out.
Creek game again.
Yeah, but where are we going? Yeah, like, so we don't have time for this, but what do we have time for? Like, we're not going anywhere.
Exactly.
I say we stand here for an hour to talk to this guy.
I agree. I agree.
No, wait, that's up to you guys.
I agree.
Did Ulara did her thing? Spare
Yes.
the
Yep,
dying?
he's stabilized.
And I'm waiting.
Stabilize.
If it gets stupid, then, we'll
For my
decapitate
healing,
this one
I
too.
can't just give him 1 point, right?
It's all or nothing.
I'm gonna give myself 4.
Okay. So you wait the hour?
Yes.
Okay. After an hour, the eyes open and
Good morning, Mary Sunshine.
he speaks, but the only ones who can understand him are Sashim,
Three here.
Umbra, and Nulara.
Does
Okay.
that mean he could only understand them as well?
Correct.
Okay.
Unless you could cast comprehend languages. I think comprehend languages means you can understand him, but he won't be able to understand you. What's the meaning of this?
What are you?
What do you mean? What am I?
Who are you and why did you come here to kill us?
Why did you attack
I
us?
live here. You're the intruder trespassing in my area.
We're just simply looking to retrieve a family member.
You don't belong here. Neither did your family member.
Do we know where he is?
That's your problem, not mine. I don't track people.
Did you see a noble, what are we saying, human?
Yes.
A noble human man running through the woods, hunting?
If I did, he'd be dead too.
But you or no one you know of saw him.
If they did, he'd be meat. Meat for the fires.
So I don't know what's happening right now, but I'm gonna ask. Because I know she's speaking, so I'm gonna say, "What do you say? What do you say?" Does he know where he is?
You can gauge that he wasn't out collecting for the Red Cross.
I know
That he wasn't being nice or
You can gauge
cooperative.
that.
I'm just kind of watching him, like, foaming at the mouth and his eyes darting around, and I'm just, like, side-eyeing him.
Try to find out where he lives, if he can point us in a direction.
Where who lives?
The little,
Himself?
The little shit. Doesn't he have the father?
Oh, wait, hold on, let me keep talking to this guy, hold on. Yo, who cackles here at night?
Keep going. You'll meet her soon enough.
Okay, what's gonna happen when I meet her?
Maybe she'll send you to meet your friend. I'm assuming she's got him.
Interesting.
How far away is this woman from here? How long is it going to take?
It takes as long as it takes. That's how things work here. You material world people don't know about that.
Are you one of her workers?
No, I'm just a resident here.
Oh, I want to ask so many questions right now. I'm dying.
Alright, listen. He doesn't like us.
Uh-huh.
He doesn't want us here. That's why they attacked us.
Are you telling us everything that he said?
Everything word for word.
Okay,
All right,
fine.
he says he lives here.
You did?
Yeah,
Okay.
so we're gonna
What does
meet
he
somebody.
mean, material
That's
world?
what I want to ask.
Where are we now?
Where are we at? You material world people. What does that mean?
That they're not from the material world.
So where are we? Are
No,
they in our
we're
world,
here,
or
but they're not from here.
Yeah.
are they not from here, or are we not from
Is the
here?
Shadow Forest part of
have
the
we been transported
material
to somewhere
world?
else?
Yeah.
Is that what you're telling us?
I gotta ask them that.
I wouldn't say that.
You wouldn't say that we left.
I'll say you're not home anymore.
I believe him.
We ain't in Kansas, so you guys know.
We are not in Kansas.
Yeah.
We're not in Kansas anymore.
Have you noodles everything to us?
Sure. Yeah, noodles.
Oh my god.
Where are we?
You're in a small dark pocket of the Feywild.
Dark pocket of the Feywild. Oh,
Feywild.
that's terrible.
Feywild.
So is this where all the bad Fey people go?
So this is a dark pocket. Oh, so everything in here is evil.
So does this mean this is a dark pocket, this part, or the whole thing? Parts of the forest, or is it the whole forest?
Is the Shadow Forest the dark pocket itself?
I guess you could say that.
I see.
Keep going. You'll see how dark.
Ooh, interesting.
Kill the bastard. He ain't gonna give us anything else.
How do we get out? Where's the entrance to?
Go right ahead and kill me.
Wait a minute, you can't understand him. How am I talking to you?
She's
Shut
saying
up.
it to them. Who's going to say it to him?
Wait a minute. You guys excuse me.
It translates. As she opened her mouth, it translates.
When you
Language.
when you find the red woman, ask her. I'm sure she'll be very helpful.
The red woman.
All right. Do I put him out of his misery?
Yes.
All right. Do I have to roll?
No, it's fine.
Or just
Have
I
you
think-
told me everything that he said about what would have happened to your friend? Remember when you were asking, did you see another nobleman and he would be meat for the fires? Did you guys tell me that?
He said that the red woman probably got him. He didn't say red woman. He said he's already been taken, or he was taken.
Well, where? What would
Yeah,
they?
he didn't say. We did not ask that. We weren't able to ask that. But that's what he said.
He told us to just keep going. He didn't really give us like
You know.
directions or anything like
No.
that. But he wants us to. Well, he wants us to die and get out of here. Really.
Or whatever
Did he
is
say
in
anything
here
about, like,
to
he's a
capture us
scout, or is this
or
just
get
like,
us.
He
Whatever's
just
in
lives
here.
here. We're trespassing on his land.
And I have a feeling there's just a bigger force at work here. A bigger force.
Yeah. Well, I think we're gonna continually get attacked by Dark Fae. and definitely come across what I'm gonna assume is a witch of some kind.
Oh my god, he's dead, he's dead, he's dead, he has to be dead. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my
I
god.
wouldn't say that right now.
Doesn't mean that if your father was taken by her, that he's dead or anything. It could just be serving her in a different capacity. I'm saying her because I have such a feeling it's going to turn out to be a woman. Some kind of witch.
Anyone who has a positive number to their intelligence modifier,
No, that's not gonna be me.
Yes.
a plus something, like not a 0, not a minus, a plus
Yes.
something to your intelligence.
Yes.
Anyone who has a
Yeah.
plus whatever to your intelligence can make an intelligence check.
Oh my god.
15.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Door.
One.
thanks, love.
Okay.
Not too intelligent.
What was your number?
5.
Okay. Sashim and Umbra both recall a Bugs Bunny cartoon they once saw. Nulara and Sariel.
No, it isn't. Bugs Bunny's the best. Okay.
Was it the one when he was on the horse and he was dressed like a Viking? Was it that one?
Oh my god. Kill the rabbit.
What was the goblin?
Sariel and Nulara, you both know that if this is the Feywild, time gets wonky. Days can be nights, nights can be days.
What is up is down.
You could it could feel like an hour, but a week passes, and vice versa. It could feel like a week, but an hour passes.
Noodles.
What's noodles?
Means I just told you all that, so now she doesn't have to role play the information I just gave everybody. And we have to
Oh,
say the same
okay.
thing twice.
Gotcha.
That'll be a breaking point.
Alrighty.
The Family That Games Together would like to take a moment to thank some of our sponsors. MasterOfTheGameProject.com, a blog dedicated to learning more about our favorite hobby, specifically the people who create the adventures that us gamers love to play. The Deck of Many, making quick reference cards for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, including weapons, NPCs, monsters, and spells, among others. Pre-order your animated spell cards today at deckofmany.com. Tabletop Loot, some of the best quality and best priced dice that we at the Family That Games Together have ever seen. Find them at tabletoploot.com. One can never have too many dice. And the Nerd Asylum, a group of amazing people playing a wonderful campaign called the Autumnford Chronicles. Check them out at thenerdasylum.com. To find out more about becoming a sponsor for the Family That Games Together, head over to our Patreon at the D&D Grandma on Patreon. A pledge of just $1 a month gets you access to Patreon-exclusive content, including interviews with the players, narrated fanfiction, and other goodies. Thank you for listening, and keep on rolling.